Is my baby girl sleepy? Sleepy girl. Okay, come by mommy, because she helps. She helps with mommy. She helps when mommy's nervous. Mommy gets calm when she's with her little girl. Yeah. Actually petting her, being close to her. Oh, my baby girl. Oh, she's so sweet. I love her so much. It's like I need her. She's just so, she's my baby girl. All right. I have to travel to Argentina. I'm leaving December 3rd or 4th. I bought the ticket. I better look at it. Okay, had lunch. I'm a little bit more clear-minded. It's been a while. I've had a chance to clear my head. First of all, before I start, I'm going to look for some kind of yoga music. Let's see. Let's see. I'm just going to put it here in YouTube. Yoga. I am getting warm, though. I might have to, what do you call it? Turn on the air. Yoga music, relax. I'm going to try not to get hyper or angry. Now, if one of you asks a political question, I'm not saying don't. Feel free to ask political questions, but I got to remind my own self not to get upset. When I start talking politics, I just start to go cuckoo on my own, not with other people. I start to get myself riled up. So, it's getting warm. Stay calm. Okay, relaxation, mindfulness, deep focus, and background yoga music. Wait a minute, though. Hang on a second. No, I don't want that. Wait. I'm trying to think. If I put on the yoga music, though... Wait a minute. Is it going to be feeding back in? I'm not sure. Let me put on the air. Oh, if the air conditioner is too noisy, let me know. Okay. Oh, God, I have got to get off this mattress on the floor. Oh, gosh. I'm pretty fit and limber, but it's still hard to get up and down all the time. Especially when I'm kind of tired. It's a warm day. I should have gone to the beach. It's really good for me when I do go to the beach. I have a bit of skin issues where the beach kind of cures the rash. I sometimes get a little rash from nerves probably, but calm down. All right. Is baby girl Tai-Tai? Is baby girl Tai-Tai sleepy girl? I'm trying to think. If I put on music, yeah, it's not going to work. If I put on music from the computer, there might be feedback. Right? So maybe I won't do that. Baby girl. There you go, sweetie. Hang on. I have to get into a comfortable position. This dress isn't very comfortable. That's the problem also with being on the floor. Why didn't I set myself up at the desk? Guys, it's a mess. I'm a mess. Let's just say it like it is. Okay. Is anyone on yet? So ask questions. Otherwise, I might just play a few videos that look interesting to me. Mute the microphone. Self up at the desk. Oopsie. Wait a minute. There we go. My hair. Look at this room. Guys. I used to be so good. When I started my sewing channel, way back, like 2007, I think I did the first one. Or the first YouTube that I had. Which I had not intended to become a sewing channel. It accidentally became one. But I used to, before I would do a video, I would get fixed up. I would make sure the back, behind me was neat. It might be really messy where you couldn't see, but I would be facing the camera where you couldn't see the mess. I'd put makeup on. I'd have everything prepared. I just would not go on camera, without, getting fixed up. I kind of planned a little bit what I was going to talk about. I edited the videos very well, so even if there were parts where, like when you raise your arms sometimes and gesticulate, even when I was in my 30s, you kind of jiggle down here. So I would edit that out. So I look really nice. Although the only bad thing back then, or kind of good because you wouldn't see, I didn't know how to use the camera very well, so it might be blurry or the sound would be really bad or something. So I learned a lot since then. But now, especially on this channel, I'm wondering if that's a good idea. I should have, even for a channel that's supposed to be sort of not anything in particular, I really should make more of an effort. But yeah, I'm gonna pick. I won't even pick stuff up. I did actually get rid of some of my hoarding. Get stuff collected. I gave some away. I threw some stuff out that was useless. I don't know why I was keeping it. Plastic, like the plastic covering of this mattress. It was a very thick, good plastic, but so I said, it might be useful for something someday. Okay, but when is that going to happen? Probably never. And then, yeah, you know how it is. You throw something out, and then something comes up, and I threw that out. I could have used it, but whatever. I can't. So I have a storage space. So tomorrow, or even a little bit later, I'm going to just start collecting stuff that I'm going to take to storage that is good. That I like that turkey cooker. I needed it because I had to do the event, but now it was only $59, by the way, the thing I showed on my last video. So that'll go into storage. Storage is costing money. It's not that expensive, but when you don't have work, it is. It's like, it's just like it's a vicious circle. I just got to get off my. I do have to do this trip to Argentina. That's inevitable. I have to go. My mother needs me to help her with some things down there. She doesn't want to travel. She's old and she's not well. Actually, when she does travel, I or my brother, someone should go with her. I spilled, look at that. I'm going to change my dress, you guys. Look at that. Even at lunch, I spilled on myself. I didn't even notice it until now. So let me put this up. Let me quick. It's better if I'm going to be on the floor. I should put on pants. Because when I switch positions, you might see things you don't really want to see. I mean, maybe if I were a 20-year-old, it might be nice to see, but not at this age. So let me see. Let me quick. I put on blue jeans because I got the air conditioning on. So 1 second. I got these. Maybe I'll put on my other. I have 2 pairs of blue jeans. So I have this one. Okay, I'm gonna put on these blue jeans. It's called Lucky Brand, Los Angeles. They're a little bit stretchy. They're blue jean, but they're the stretch, so they really snug. Get nice and snug, but they're comfortable. And then not quite jeggings, but headed towards jegging. Where's a t-shirt or something? What's that? I bought all these exercise clothes when I signed up for jiu-jitsu. Sorry guys, I said I was gonna just get on. I should have been ready. I am calmer now though, at least. But okay, I'll be right back. I'll if someone comes in, let them know that I'm here. I'll try to talk so you hear me. First of all, I'm going to turn this around so you don't see the messy background there. I'm sorry, baby girl. Did I hit you with the computer by accident? My doll. One time she fell on the computer and there you go, baby girl. Because she's kind of floppy. One time she fell on the computer and what did she muted it. Or she muted it, or she stopped the video I was watching. It was so funny. There we go. Is that better? Good morning. Oh, lunch. It was delicious. My dress appreciated it too. That's why I'm changing. I got a little spot. I'm sweet. Oh, she is. I'm sweet, not her. She seems. Thank you. I guess you meant the dog. Oh my gosh. Oh no, you hit the nail on the head. The only time she's mean is when I give her something really delicious like meat. Occasionally I boiled liver to mix with her food because she give her a little oomph. And I can't go near her when she has something delicious like beef or chicken, you know, boiled chicken or an egg, hard-boiled egg, anything that's like people food. My goodness, stay away from her. And it's weird because I give it to her, so obviously I'm giving, like you'd think she'd reason. I'm giving her the food, so obviously I'm not trying to take it from her, but I'm just near the food as I'm giving it to her. And she starts growling and snapping at me. She's actually bites hard when she doesn't bite, you know, except when I do that with the food. But when she has had a little nip at me, it's hurt. Didn't break the skin or anything, but she's got a strong jaw. So yeah, that's the only time I'd say she's not sweet. But every other, I can't say any time that she's ever been mean other than that. When she has some food that's so delicious, you know, because her regular kibble, she doesn't care. I'll go in there and I'll, you know, she'll spill or whatever, I'll fix it. But that other stuff, maybe one day I'll do a video of her. Oh my God, you won't believe how mean she is. You just got to stay away from liver, egg, you know, hard-boiled egg, some, you know, leftover turkey I gave her the other day. Just you got to like give it to her and get away quick, because even while you're still giving it to her, you don't even have a chance to pull away before she starts growling. Naughty girl. But, you know, use your brain. If mommy's giving you food, she's obviously not going to take it from you. She's so cute. Oh, she is, though. Oh, my gosh. I'm so lucky to have her. Okay, 1 minute. I'm going to find a shirt. I can't even find a decent t-shirt right now because I threw some in the wash. Let me see. There's gotta be one. What's this? This is kind of cool, but it's very short, so I wear it over a t-shirt. It's a little youthful for me, but in Miami, old ladies sometimes dress a little bit more youthful than they do in the north. I guess the weather makes us feel younger, even though we're not. It's not like we should dress that way, but we think we can. Let me see. But I could put a t-shirt under it. Oh, I found a t-shirt. It's wrinkled, but it's clean. All right, I'll be right back. I'll surprise you. Obviously, I'm not going to change it. But I'm right here, you guys. Actually, I'm just going to go. I'll be right back. Don't go away. If anyone new comes in, tell them I'll be right back. I'm still here. Don't worry. Maybe I should put it on the dog so that you see how cute she is. Wait a minute. Actually, I can't because I'm in the middle of jeans. Honey, I'm right here. I might set this one to private because it's just a, you know. I'm coming. Just a minute. All right. I'm right here. This has got to go in the wash, obviously, because. So. All right. Okay, baby girl. Oh, it's cold now. 1 minute. I'm going to turn off the air now. It's cold. It gets hot, cold, hot, cold. Hot, cold, hot, cold. And, all right, so here's my t-shirt. I bought all this stuff at Rainbow. There's a store called Rainbow. You know, it's a lot of streetwear. T-shirts, jeggings, jeans, leggings. Am I on? Did this stop? Are you guys hearing me? I hope you are. Testing. I hope you're there. Oh, there I am. Okay, the video is a little behind. So, So, I have this little low cut. And then this short one would look cute, I guess, on a 20-year-old. But since I'm a little older, I put it over a t-shirt. So the t-shirt's longer. And then you have like this cute little jacket thing. I got all of this at Rainbow. Rainbow is so inexpensive. It's probably mostly made in China stuff. But, decent quality. I mean, a t-shirt's a t-shirt. It's hard to get a bad quality t-shirt. But, yeah, there's some that are thinner. Maybe the cotton's a little thinner, but I like that because in Miami, you don't want that thick cotton because it's so hot. So this is fine. I might take this off. Yeah, it looks kind of funny with this kind of t-shirt. Let me see myself on the... Wait a minute. The video is behind. Maybe just give it a... I'll do like a Kylie Jenner get ready with me. Oh, and this is a vibe. I want to have sort of a vibe. I like Kylie Jenner. I guess I'll admit I'm a little envious. She's kind of ditzy and she's a billionaire, but she's got a good momager. They call her the mother, the momager. She's obviously very intelligent. She knows how to work the marketing angle and, and the girls are very confident in themselves. They're not perfect. That's the nice thing about the Kardashians. You can say what you want about them, but they're just normal looking girls. Sure, they got the nips and tucks and stuff, but obviously Kim was the one that got famous first. She's not a model, tall, thin, and she works on her body now, and now that but yeah, they're less approachable now they're a little bit more like less realistic. But when they first came on, they were just normal girls. Kim, Khloe, Kourtney, they were just like normal girls. You know what I mean? From, the father was well off and everything, but they looked like average, regular people, which is what made us like them so much. Now they've gotten very, I guess too many nips and tucks. But what's her name? They're all pretty, except actually Kylie is now pretty, but she's got the lips and she's got a little bit of, I think she's had a little surgery. Not much. It was mainly her lips, but I think she got her nose done too. Kylie was actually quite unattractive, which, on the other hand, it's kind of, what do you call it? Not empowering. It's very reassuring to young girls who are just not that pretty, because really Kylie is now pretty. I wouldn't call her beautiful, but with all the makeup and the nips and tucks and her hair getting done, but she was a little bit homely, if you remember back, when we first were introduced to the Kardashians. Even as she started getting a little older and started getting more into the public eye, she was kind of ugly at first. And then, okay, anyone can get a little, procedure to make you pretty. And I think she needed it maybe for her own self-esteem. The lips, mainly. I have lip injections, guys. I had no lips. I was like Kylie. She had no lips. And same as me. So in Argentina, it's less expensive. One thing that's crappy, my Botox does not last. Look at this. I only had it done like a couple months ago. And I even got a retouch. I'm going back now for other reasons, but I'm definitely going to stop by that doctor and say, look, because he said it would last about a year. Look at my forehead. It's all wrinkles. So I think my body rejects Botox. It doesn't take. But the lips took. See, I have lips. I don't have to wear lipstick now as much. I used to, the minute I get up, I put lipstick on quick because I had no lips. It was embarrassing, even within the house, I couldn't look at myself in the mirror. I had no lips. I'm like, ew. So now I get up, I don't put lipstick on immediately. It's like I'm more, I still like to wear lipstick to look like I have a little bit more, but I actually have somewhat, lips. I don't want to go overboard. Because here's the problem when you start getting, and I'm glad the doctor, this is a responsible doctor. That's why, doctors, some of them are just, oh yeah, you get more. Because I had, my lips injected a few months ago with hyaluronic acid. And I looked at myself in the mirror and I felt that I didn't notice them. I was like, I didn't think there was any difference. But that's what good plastic surgery or not surgery because it wasn't surgery, but procedures are good when you don't notice them that much. You notice something, but so I was like, I notice a little, but I don't notice. And so I went back and asked him to put more in. And he said, I don't know. I think you should wait, and see a while, maybe come back in a few months and see if you still. And he did the right thing. He would have put more in. It would have been free because I was allowed to go back for a touch up. So, but the reason he's told me not to was because he wanted me to look natural. He's a responsible doctor, I feel. So, and I think he's right. Then I started seeing myself in pictures, and I was like, oh, actually, I see myself in pictures now, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that looks so fake, because I do notice my lips in pictures now. Others may not notice the difference, but like I took a picture with her. I was on a road trip, and I got her up here, and I took a picture, and I had lipstick on as well, and it was dark lipstick. I should have put a lighter colored lipstick. I didn't have any makeup on. I just had the lipstick, and it was dark. And that picture, it's a pity because I like how I look in the picture, except I don't like how my lips look in the picture. My lips look stupid because on top of that, they're already a little bit plumper. Plus the lipstick makes them look bigger. So I said, oh my God, they look so fake. I look like a duck. Let me see if I can find that picture and show you. And now my cousin said, oh, you look fine. But I mean, part of the problem was, of course, the lipstick that's too dark. Photos. Let me see if I can find that picture though. It was on a road trip. Let me see if I just scroll. These Google Photos. I'm getting hot again. That's the event. What did I just hit here? No. Let's find it. That was at the park the other day. Second. I took a few selfies. I hated them all. I'm just, Okay, it's got to come up. Where is it? Okay, yeah, that was the trip to Maryland. It was before that. That was in Maryland. Yeah, there was one I took and I didn't have any lipstick. That one looks kind of cute, one I took with her. But the one I'm talking about, that I thought I looked good in the picture, except for, let's see. Oh, here they are. Okay, 1 minute. I'll find them. I don't want you to see all of them because some of them look really... I should just delete some of them. All right, that one. Yeah, here are the pictures. See, this one I look... I'll show you in a minute. Oh, that's cute. And some of them came out cute. It's a pity because aside from my lips, I like that stretch of pictures I took. For me, it looks pretty good. But here we go. Okay, is it that one or that one? They're very similar. Okay, here's one. Okay, so let me switch to the screen share. Testing. Okay, you can still hear me. There. Okay, see? I can make it bigger. Zoom. Look at my... You see, if I would not have had the lipstick on, it wouldn't look so ducky. I look like I have a duck face. Wait, is that my father out there? Hang on a second. I'm going to mute this. So tell me, maybe I notice it more than other people. But see, those are my lips after my lip injection. Oh, sweetie. Oh, I hit her with the microphone. Oh, baby girl, don't worry, honey. Okay, she's all right. I dropped it on her, but... Oh, he left. Okay. I'll go back to the chat in a minute. So, if I would have had a lighter colored lipstick, my lips look nice, not on my face, I think. Anyway, that's me. Of course, we're more critical of ourselves. But if the doctor would have put more in, it would have looked ridiculous. It would have looked like, it already is looking slightly. My point is, a responsible doctor will stop you when you're getting out of hand. He'll say, I'm not sure you want it. The injections wear off after this one is supposed to last about a year or so. But so we'll see in a year. Maybe I'll get more, or I'll see what I do. But a bad doctor will say, yes, right away. Here, it's another whatever amount of money, But So that's what I'm talking about. When you go to get some kind of procedure, whether it be changing to another sex or just for any kind of procedure, the doctor has to be honest with you and say, I'm not sure it's a good idea right now. I understand you feel you need it, for your self-esteem, because a lot of time it's usually because of self-esteem that we get these medical procedures on ourselves, Botox or any of those. And there's nothing wrong with that. If it's a little boost to you and you can afford it, go right ahead. But, just use your reason. Don't go overboard. Because I'm going to show you a beautiful woman who's still beautiful, but she looks silly now with her lips, I think. But I'm a Sagittarius. Happy Sunday. You mentioned you're going back to Argentina. Yes, be sure to shoot some videos in the area of the Andes. Oh, yeah. I'm going down there again for like a day or two. And it's summer. So it'll be nice. But down there it's cool. So it'll be nice. Get ready with me to travel to Argentina. That's a great idea. Yeah, I'm just going for 3 weeks. I always overpack, so I'm going to just pack a very small carry-on. I may or may not take my baby girl. It's 3 weeks, Oh, did you look? Yeah, I said baby girl, and she lifted her head, because I call her baby girl more than anything else. Her name's Penny or Leona, but I always call her baby girl. And she lifts her head now. Baby girl. She's reacting to baby girl. There she is. Okay, honey, come here. Oh my God, come here. She's flailing around. She's trying to get up. Come here. Baby girl. Okay, you want to be on camera. Oh my God. Oh, so, I don't want to leave her, but, not all hotels accept dogs, and I'd have to sneak around with her sometimes, and the trip itself might be okay for her, because I'm the one running around. She's in her bag resting or looking out, but I don't know. So my parents will take perfect care of her. I know my parents, I trust them 100%. She'll be fine. But, she might miss me a little bit, or maybe not. Maybe not, but I don't know. So I think I'm going to leave her. I still have time to go to the airlines and tell them I'd like to bring my dog, and then they charge me a little more, and, whatever I have to do, I can travel with her, but I don't know. Oh, my baby girl. My baby girl, baby girl. Yes, you are. This is actually nice, because I'm on the floor now, because I flipped this around the other way, and I'm on the edge of the mattress, and I'm on the floor is tile, like ceramic tile. It's very cool. So, yeah, get ready with me for Argentina. That's a great idea. It'll be very light packing. I'm probably not even going to... If I don't take her, I probably am not going to take her. So, I probably won't even check luggage. I'll just take the carry-on. I have a roll-away suitcase that fits on the upper... So, you're allowed to. Okay. So that's a good idea. Thank you for that. I might do that. Actually, I don't know what to talk about now, but I'm definitely calmer. I was thinking of going to the beach. It's sunny now, but I might go tomorrow. Maybe I'll just hang out today. Oh, but yeah, guys, I gotta get... Yeah, tomorrow I'll call the therapist. I've already talked about this. I'm gonna get on the Luvox is very good for me. I do very well on Luvox. Then there was that other one that I stopped, but I might get back on that one. But I don't know how much that one does. The doctor feels it's good, and I don't feel worse with it. It might actually work. I don't know, but, just keeps me more focused and calmer. But the dog next door crying. That's my dirty skirt. I just threw it over there. I think, yeah, when I finish this video, we'll see if I get rolling on some topic or not. I'm going to pick up this room. I'm going to put the stuff to the side that's going to go to storage. I'll go to the storage tomorrow. I won't drag it up there today. I'll do a list of things to do. I want to go to storage and take some of the stuff that I don't use to storage so that there's less junk here. I've got to take some stuff to the cleaners for my mother. So I'll do that. I gotta obviously call the therapist. I'm planning a birthday party for my godson, but that's in January. But I've already started. I want it to be really nice. Not expensive, but I want it to go, I want it to go smoothly, so I've started planning. And plus, it's kind of fun. 30 people, it's not a huge party. I mean, they can invite, I'm going to tell them you can invite 25, because I want it to be no more than 30 people. And so I'll let them invite, okay, I've got to include myself, so, okay, maybe 30 plus me. Okay, let's do that. So, I want 2 or 3 of my own people there to help, mainly. But they're included as guests. And then, the rest all they can invite. So he can invite all kids, or maybe his grandmother wants to invite kids plus a parent or 2, because parents can be invited. But, I don't want it to be more than 30 people, because then that can get expensive, I want to give them lunch. But, of course, the food can be cheap, I'm not going to make a big fancy thing, but I want to do it in a park, in one of the parks nearby here. And it's winter, but in January, winter here is beautiful. It's wonderful to be outside. Whereas summertime, an outside party, unless it's a pool or you've got sprinkling, water sprinklers and stuff, no, it's unbearable. You don't want to have a party in the summer outside. Oh, baby girl. You can't see her here. I want to make sure you can see her. I think she would know. Let me see. Beware of travel. Yeah, internet. They often have to be quarantined for. Yeah, no. In Argentina, they don't have to be. But it depends what country you travel. With Argentina, but you have to show that they're vaccinated, that they have all the, everything, that they're deparasited, and mainly rabies is a problem in some countries. But I've traveled with her from Argentina to here. I've never gone the other way, but it's just. Part of it is the hassle. I mean, traveling with a pet is complicated. And on top of that, they may not, they may catch me like they do the Amtrak. I didn't upload that video. I went on Amtrak to Maryland. Oh, no, I didn't. I didn't end up going because I got to the Amtrak station. They saw I had the dog. I thought I was sneaking on with her, but they somehow saw that I had her. I wasn't sneaking as much as I should have. I should have snuck more. And, I went up to, check in, and they said, did you bring your pet? And I knew that they weren't allowed unless it's a seeing eye dog or something. They don't accept emotional support animals on Amtrak. They don't fall for that. It's true, though, she is an emotional support animal. But so I argued a bit, not much. I wasn't going to make a scene because I knew that I was wrong. I knew they weren't allowed. So I said, okay, well, thanks, whatever. And I left. I had not... it was checking in. The cars weren't going on yet. So imagine if the car had already been on, what I would have done. But it's just kind of a hassle. And when I'm going in Buenos Aires, there are hotels that accept pets, and there's some that aren't. But I'm going to my mother's. My mother has a little studio that she wants to sell, little studio apartment. And that's where I want to go, obviously, so I don't have to pay for a hotel. And they do not allow animals. So, I'd have to sneak in and out. I've done it before in Argentina with another dog that I had when I was in Argentina. I've snuck into hotels with the dog and nobody knew. And when I had to take him out, I would take him in hiding. He was a little hairless. He was so cute. I love that dog, too, so much. But they have to be small. And anyway, it's maybe just not worth it. I'll just go get what I have to get done and come back. But I'm going to miss her so much. Okay, girl, go lie down over there. My baby girl. Yeah, but she's really sweet. She basically lies around all day since she has this disorder, the neurological issue. But, she gets up too. She's just very floppy. I think she would know that. Yeah, no, I do, but I don't usually. But I have traveled from. I have traveled to Argentina with larger dogs way back when I just first got married. I moved to Argentina. I had some dogs, and I had to ship them underneath the plane. Oh. Well, I had the little one. I took that one with me. But they definitely are. For Argentina, you don't have to quarantine, but they definitely, and the laws change too. So, but that's okay. Yeah, no, I'm glad you mentioned it, but yeah, I do have some experience with it. Plot with animals. Yeah, not much with animals. I have, but yeah, the laws change all the time, and but yeah, as far as quarantine, I know, because I only did it recently. You don't have to quarantine to come to the States, but actually, I've never done it the other way around. But I think it's just too much of a hassle in any case. And 1 minute. I mean, I don't want to. Poor little girl, I don't want to make her feel like she's a burden, but the things I have to do, plus I want to see if I can start organizing the trips to Argentina, for tourism, because I really know I am excellent at that. Like when people come to Miami, I take them, I find where it's easy for them, to get out, or I even sometimes like to drive them, tell them, okay, you get out and I'll find parking. You guys start having fun at wherever I've dropped them off. And I'll find you guys. Because with cell phones, it's so easy now. I just go, I find parking. I've been to wherever I've dropped them off. I've been there a million times, so it's not like I'm missing anything. And I like it. I enjoy like making it easy for them to sightsee and enjoy this place that they've never visited. So I'd like to do that in Argentina, and especially with the swindler factor in Argentina. I want to be there and take tourists and be very, protective of them so they don't get swindled. Like when you go to the tourist shop. Now, tourist shops won't be too bad. I mean, tourist items, they just have the price on them and you buy them. And it's in pesos, which for an American is very cheap. But even so, like leather goods, for example, I know an actual leather maker, a person who makes things. You can go to the tourist shops and get leather products for less expensive, but you can get them for even cheaper if you get it directly from the manufacturer rather than at the tourist shop, like even half price. So I did make connections with someone who makes leather belts and leather dog collars, things like that. I should ask him I don't think he makes leather jackets and those kind of things. But yeah, leather goods in Argentina you can get very inexpensively compared to and especially now with the exchange in dollars, because Argentina is known very much for their cows and beef, cows, leather, dairy not as much, but yeah, they obviously cows are, and so I want to set up something like that, connections with some hotels, and see if I can actually make a business out of it, like a tourist business. And I could do it the other way around. Now, some Argentines can't travel because it's so expensive for them now. But some have the money, and they can travel here, and I can help them with the language. Although Miami, they won't have any trouble getting around in Miami. Everybody speaks Spanish here, but she's trying to get up. She's having some trouble right now. My aunt passed away about a year ago. Yeah, I used to go down and help take care of her. That was my father's sister. She was very sick. So for many years she suffered so much. And as she got older, it got worse and worse. And it's not like we wanted her to die, but we're like, it's almost cruel at that point to. I mean, it's not our fault. You don't euthanize people. I mean, these days, I guess now some states you can choose to have yourself assisted suicide, whatever, for people that are extremely ill, though. And she was asking for that, but it's not legal in Argentina anywhere. So she was saying, gosh, find out. She was telling her daughter, find out where I can go. I can't take this. She was in constant pain. She was seeing, the medication she had to take for her Parkinson's was making her have hallucinations that were terrifying. She would see people coming in to attack her that they weren't there, but for her it was very real. A man standing there trying to kill her, or dogs. One time she felt that dogs were going to attack her. I mean, that it's not happening, but it's very real to her. So imagine constant pain, feeling like people or animals are trying to kill you. I mean, I can't. And we would be there sometimes. She was always with someone. Towards the end, so they would tell her, "Don't worry, it's not. It's not real. It's one of your hallucinations." So she was half understanding that it wasn't real, but But then she would even suspect the person who was taking care of her caretakers, she would suspect that they were trying to harm her. So, it was just horrible. But anyway, so finally God took her, and she would pray, and she wasn't a particularly, she was Christian, but she wasn't a particularly devout person. But sometimes she would just pray. What else could she do? She had no one, as far as you're even suspecting your caretakers, your own daughter, for example. Her daughter, of course, would never harm her. I wouldn't. But, anyway. Yeah, so she did pass away finally. Yeah, one of my ASMR videos, when she wasn't quite as bad, she was sick, but she was still not as advanced in her disease. I would take care of her more often, but then towards the end she couldn't be with me. And I wasn't necessarily a good caretaker in that I didn't want her to hurt herself. I wouldn't let her get up, but it wasn't because I was being mean. I was afraid she was going to fall because she was so I wouldn't let her get up unless I was with her. And, I said, do not move. I'd say I'd have to go to the bathroom, for example. And, we'd be sitting or whatever. And I tell her, please, Thea, don't get up. Do not move. I tell her, we're playing cards or whatever. I'll be right back. I have to run to the bathroom. I'll be there. Gone. Do not move. Of course, when I came back, she'd be up in the fridge or walking around. She probably did it on purpose. And she never fell when I was with her, thank goodness, except here at my house. When she came to visit once before she got very, very ill, she still could kind of travel, and she wanted to make one last trip to see my father, because my father doesn't travel either. He's old, and he's healthy. He could travel, but he doesn't want to. So she wanted to see him one last time, before she didn't know how long she would be here. And, so she came to visit. She fell and broke her hip. Oh! And and while she was here, I was behind her every second, making sure she wasn't going to fall. She had a walker, but sometimes she wouldn't use it. She was a little bit proud herself, so we have this little, between our kitchen and our living room, there's a teeny little unevenness. So you gotta know, if you know it's there, it's no problem. And if you're young and everybody trips on it. Like young people come, they trip, but of course when you're young or whatever, you kind of stumble and you're fine. But she didn't see it. She was kind of excited about showing pictures of what she'd taken. We'd gone out sightseeing. When we were out, I was like behind her. I said, because my biggest fear was when she was out. We were out about, and she didn't want to use the wheelchair all the time. We'd take it, but she wanted to, she was a proud lady, which I understand. So I'd come home exhausted because we'd be out for hours. The caretaker that came with her nephew, was sightseeing. He wanted to enjoy himself. I understand, but he was supposed to be after her, but I guess he knew that I was here. So he would take advantage and walk off and take pictures and stuff and wouldn't be with her. And I didn't mind so much because, okay, I was there. But so we'd gotten home. I was exhausted. I was like, we'd been out for a few hours, and I was so worried about her not falling. So I finally relaxed. I was like, okay, we're home. I figured nothing too bad could happen at home. And then that happened, and she fell. She broke her hip. Oh. Everything was fine, we got to the hospital, insurance, all that, but she had to end up staying longer because she couldn't travel. The caretaker went back home and she couldn't travel. So, oh my gosh. And I was working at the time. I was at my part-time job, so my parents would help her, but she wasn't necessary. She's also a doctor's daughter. Our fathers are doctors, passed on my brother's a lawyer, but, it's sort of, sometimes families, it's not on purpose, but the children often follow in the footsteps of parents because they're exposed to things. And so anyway, and she was from a very well-off family in Argentina. My father was. Much more well off than we are here in the U.S. Their family was, but as the generations pass, and then the riches get watered down because, you have the kids and you got to spread it amongst them, and then the kids have kids and it gets spread on them. And so, now we're okay. And my father, developed his own wealth, wealth, not much wealth, but you know what I mean. But no, she was from a much more well-off family than I've ever imagined, could be. And so she had her nannies and she went to private, but she went to nuns school, Catholic nuns school when she was little girl. Because after grammar school, there was nowhere to send them. She went to nun school, but it was grammar school, but they would live at home. But then for high school, they had to leave because there were no high schools in their little town. So they were big wigs in a little town, like the only doctor in town. Like probably you've seen old movies, like Little House on the Prairie was a series on TV. And, you had the normal, average, pioneers or whatever. And then you had the doctor who was very, he was the only doctor. And then you had the store, what do you call it? The general store. And they were the rich people. Nellie Olson, and I don't know if you guys watched that. I mean, some of you were younger than me, but Little House on the Prairie, it was a series on TV. And so there was this really rich, snooty girl. She was the daughter of the general store owner, and Nellie Olson, and we all hated her. They were our age at the time. The actresses were the same age as my friends and I. So Nellie Olson was the mean, rich, spoiled girl, and my aunt wasn't mean though, but she was a little spoiled. So she was always accustomed to being catered to, and then she didn't marry a doctor. She married he actually was like a salesman, like door-to-door salesman, but you go sell at stores, and he would sell fiambres, cold cuts. But he did well. So he was pretty comfortable too, and much older than her, and he fell in love with her. He was 32, she was 18, and when they got married, or 19, and they met when she was like 16. But they met, but I think they started dating when she was 18. I don't think it was but even so, in little towns in the old days, 16, 14, usually it's with someone your own age, but you start having families younger because they were different times and people didn't live as long. And although that wasn't too long ago, but imagine if I was born in the 60s, my father was born in the 30s, right? Because he's 30 years older than me. So she was like from the 1930s, so 30s, 40s, into the 50s, teen marriages, or maybe like a 20-something with a 16-year-old. It was more normal, in quotes, but to get married, have children, that kind of thing. You didn't have premarital sex and all that, or at least it wasn't known that you did, if you did. But my grandmother was 14. She met my grandfather when he was 18. And they fell in love and started getting serious. And I think she was 18 when they finally got married, but I'm sure, I know they did things before because we started doing the math, and my mother was born like 7 months after they got married. So nobody ever talked about it until one day my brother, obviously my grandmother never told anyone, and they never told anyone. But one day my brother was calculating. It was my mother's birthday, but at that same year we were celebrating the 50th wedding anniversary of my grandparents. So my brother started thinking. He said, "Wait a minute, Mom she just turned whatever 50. Yeah, my mother had just turned 50, and it was their 50th wedding anniversary. I don't know." Something like that. And he calculated, wait a minute. And it was like 7 months. So difference. So that's when he asked my mother. My mother knew. She must have done the calculation, never told anybody. And so then it came out, and then I told my cousins, and my cousins, like 2 of them are extremely Catholic, like very devout. and I was trying to pick a fight, I guess. I mean, I they didn't know, but I guess one day we were having a little bit one of those cousin catty fights. I'm so horrible. I mean, 50 years later, it's not going to hurt anyone. So I kind of mentioned it, how interesting. My mother turned 50 and only 7 months later, or vice versa. No, it was obviously the anniversary was first. And then look at that, only 7 months later, my mother turned the same age. Because they were the daughters of my mother's younger sister, who he was, obviously, once they were married, they had another daughter. And I just, and their eyes got so big, they were like, oh, no, and nobody said anything. And I love my cousins, and I still do. I'm going to see them now when I go down there. That's my mother's side of the family. I would get along better with the cousins on my father's side, but no, I get along with all of them now, But thank you, Gary. Yeah, it was kind of a mixed blessing, though. It was like, yeah, we're sad because she's gone, but it was hard to be with her anymore. I actually towards the end didn't even see her. Like the last year, I didn't even see her anymore. I'd gone to Argentina. I think I didn't go to that, to visit or because it wasn't her anymore. It wasn't the aunt that I knew and loved. It was, she's in a shell. She didn't recognize anyone anymore. It was terrible. My cousin told me, the details, but it's quite horrible. But yeah, so it's sad, but kind of not happy, of course, but you know what I mean. Kind of a relief a little bit. And she was causing stress on my cousin, because my cousin is a girl and then she has 2 brothers, but it's usually the woman who takes care of the parents at the end. The brothers helped with financially mainly, so they were there, but the physical part, even though she had a caretaker, but sometimes the caretakers would up and leave because it was very difficult. And my aunt, like I said, was slightly spoiled. She was used to being attended to all her life, basically. So although she was an excellent mother, though, she never yelled at her kids. I'm not saying yelling at your kids is bad, but when they need to be yelled at sometimes, but she would never raise her voice, and she would scold them, of course, she was, and she was there, she cooked, and she did clean. She had a cleaning lady, but she helped too during the week, and the cleaning lady did the hard stuff, but she would do the light housekeeping. And so anyway, but yeah. But thank you. Yeah, it was sad too. Sad losing who she was. And what if I left? It would make no sense. Oh, hi. What if I left? It would make no sense. I thought that was your comment. That's your actual name. That's the actual name of it. Oh, good, Tatiana. Then, I'm thinking of planning one for February, like a. 3 weeks is a long time. Most people only get 2 weeks vacation. So I'm going to try to cram it into like 12 days. But then I'll have like an additional, those of you who have more time, pay a little extra because there's more hotels and stuff. If you want to stay another week, something like that. And maybe add on a trip to the south. But in 2 weeks, if you want to hit all the cities, because of course Buenos Aires, you have to go. We'd probably fly in there and go to a tango show and get to know parts of Buenos Aires. That takes at least 4 days to get a good feel for Buenos Aires. Minimum, I'd say longer, but okay, minimum. So that's already 4 days in. Let's say I do 12 days. That's only, and I want it to be enough that you get the feel. Because if you do a whirlwind visit, you don't remember what you saw, where it was, So there's Buenos Aires. There's Rosario is similar to Buenos Aires. It's got a few other sites, but you could probably do Rosario in 2 days. Maybe get in there 1 day. But see, you got to spend at least 1 full day. So let's see, Buenos Aires. Maybe go Rosario. Spend 2 days there. Then you have Córdoba. That's the Sierras. The mountains, the foothills of the Andes. which is a different feel from the actual mountains. It's mountains, but they're little mountains, like the foothills, they call them. And that's worth seeing. Then Mendoza's where all the wine is. And then, I mean, there's the north that have other things. The north is more like indigenous style, similar to Bolivia, because you have Bolivia, Argentina, right? Bolivia's right on the border there. So you have similar, right up there in the north, it's very, very hot. You have the Iguazu Falls. I mean, there's so many places. You can't see it in 2 weeks. I would only have to focus in certain parts of Argentina at a time. So I guess I would do for the first trip. I've actually never been to the north of Argentina, but it's, a lot of sort of indigenous style things, and maybe, but it's not like Bolivia necessarily. There's other things too, and then there's the south, which I've done videos on. I've shown you videos of, which is beautiful. So, if we try to cram it into 12 days, forget it. You can't. We would have to focus. 3 weeks we could see a little more. So I'm trying to think how I could do it. Maybe I'll plan a 2-week trip of Buenos Aires, Rosario, Cordoba, and Mendoza, because it's kind of a straight line from Mendoza. Maybe we could go Buenos Aires, fly to Mendoza, and then work our way back up to Buenos Aires to fly back home. Mendoza, Cordoba, Rosario, Buenos Aires. Rosario, my cousins live there, so they would want me to stay, because my cousin is an architect. That's another thing. I thought maybe doing an architectural tour, which I think one person on here was interested in that. There's some interesting architecture in Buenos Aires and Rosario mainly. Cordoba, unfortunately, has some, but unfortunately they didn't take care of the old architecture. They did more about knocking down buildings and building new stuff. So it's still nice, and there are still some interesting things to see, but the architecture of Buenos Aires and Rosario are the ones. Rosario decided to really make a lot of effort to maintain the old buildings from the, days of the history, the days of whatever, the old days, 20s, and a tango show we have to go to either in Buenos Aires or in Rosario. We could do a tango show in Rosario. I went to one in Buenos Aires that I was thinking I would add on if I did tours, but I didn't like that particular one because of the location. It was in a basement of a theater, and there were no fire escapes. And to escape if a fire broke out, and it's dinner and tango show, you got candles on each table. I mean, something could catch fire. Of course, you're not going to do it on purpose, but I said, if there's a fire, and I have, even if you're young, you still got to run up 2 flights of stairs to get out, of 2 levels. It's one flight, but one level and another. And if I have elderly people, we're all going to burn to death down there, myself included. I mean, I can't be running. If there's a fire, of course, people aren't going to be standing in line. They're going to be every man for himself trying to scramble out of that building. So that's the only reason, because the show was beautiful. The dinner was delicious. The wine was excellent. I said, what a pity. If it were another location, this would be the place. But no, it's too dangerous. I even thought, maybe there's a fire exit and I don't see it, because there were no signs. You got to have big signs, fire exit, none. And I went and asked. I said, just curious. They even were a little offended that I asked. That's the mentality. So I was like, just curious, just wondering if a fire happens to break out. I said it in Spanish, of course, because I knew they were going to be offended, because it is an excellent show, but not worth dying for. And they said, here's the stairs. They were like, what? Here's the stairs? That was their response. And I said, yeah, I know, like to myself. I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm asking, like, if there's a fire. But no, there's no way to get out if the fire breaks out. So unfortunately, that's not the one I'm going to be taking people to if I do it. So I'm going to have to find another one. Maybe this time I'll try to find another one somewhere. But that one is so nice and in a central location. I'm not going to tell you the name of it because I'm very unhappy, first of all, with their attitude when I asked. And secondly, it's just dangerous. But it's in a very central location. very well known even. So that's why I was a little bit surprised, you know. But there are other places too. So I'll just have to find another show somewhere. So yes, Katiana, February, I mean, is my plan. I mean, I don't see why I should stick to it, you know. But I mean, my intention is to make money though with these tours. So I would charge what I feel is fair. I would, you know, because my idea is to buy a block of hotel rooms, or get people that want to travel, and then use that money to reserve a block of the hotel rooms that I would need. So obviously the more people that come, within reason, I don't want to have so many people that I can't control. I think I could handle, 10, 20 people on a tour, and even leave room for them to kind of go off on their own. They don't have to stick with the tour the whole time, like one shopping day, for example, a free shopping day in Buenos Aires, and take them to the central location where they're shopping for them to, and not necessarily the touristy places all the time, but although they're all going to be kind of touristy, and you could, but I want everyone to have a cell phone to connect with me. I mean, we could do WhatsApp, but you'd have to find free Wi-Fi. Like, here's the thing. Here's my concern. Let's say I say, okay, free shopping day. Those who want to stay with me are welcome to stay with me. But some people maybe just want to go off on their own and just do what they want. And they don't want to deal with, to experience the real feeling, But I want them to be able to, any emergency, contact me. And if you don't have a plan, you'll have to find the free Wi-Fi somewhere, which you can do. You can go into for example, go get a cup of coffee and connect to the Wi-Fi in the place where you're getting your little coffee. You don't have to spend too much, but maybe they're not in a coffee place, or maybe they're somewhere where there's no Wi-Fi, or the Wi-Fi isn't working, which can happen. And so I don't know how I could work that, where maybe I would give out temporary cell phones, burner phones, do they call them, just for the trip, and it'll be like they'll have an Argentine phone, so if they need to call me or use the WhatsApp, they'll have, because WhatsApp is perfect, but you still need Wi-Fi or internet connection. So, which, it's pretty modern in Buenos Aires. But then you have other little towns. If we go to a little town and say, okay, guys, bye, because that might be fun too. In Rosario, there's this beautiful little country town where my cousin lived. He's a veterinarian. She's a veterinarian in the little town. And her husband's a veterinarian for big farms where they have beef cattle. And the town is so cute, and it's little. And I guess, if I drop people off in that town, or they may decide to take a bus on their own. I want it to be a tour where if you want to go off on your own, you can do so safely, because you'll always have a connection to me by phone. Like if you're off on that little town, you decide, okay, today, you have the option to go off on your own, and maybe you want to go try that little town, because I probably wouldn't take the whole crowd to that little town. But, and then you might, who knows, something might happen, and who knows? You never know what might happen. And I want people to be able to contact me immediately. So I worry too much, but I have a family member, my husband, he wasn't a family direct, but he had a van service. And he would take tourists around Cordoba, different places. And I just felt he was not being very careful about their safety. I never said anything. I didn't know the people, I knew him, but I didn't know the people he took. But I knew he took Americans around to see the sights in Cordoba, or he'd take them out to the country to go shooting, shoot pigeons. Some of them like to hunt. But I just kind of, I had been in his van once because I had arranged a little tour to the Sierras for some Argentine friends. So and I didn't like the way he was driving. He was driving too fast. He liked to drink. I didn't see him drinking while he was driving, but he was anyway, push come to shove. Anyway, one day, I don't know what happened. He didn't end up getting charged for it, but the van flipped and the Americans were killed. And I never met the Americans. I don't know who they were, but I know they were American tourists. And some of them were killed. The car flipped on the way to the... if you're going to take tourists, Number one, life safety is number one. You've got to have insurance coverage. You have to know if they have any issues. If you take elderly people, they may have, some heart condition, for example. I'm happy to take them, but I have to know that so I know, okay, I've got to have immediately access to a hospital that insurance will cover it. I assume they'll have insurance too, but that's beyond it. I need to have insurance on my people, travel insurance, which you get on the airplane usually. I would insist on that. Like in my plane tickets that I would be, usually you get cheaper plane tickets, you buy them in bulk. But on top of that, I would insist it be included. It's not an option. The insurance, which isn't actually that much, it's like another $100, $200. Well, it is a lot, but, if you're traveling, but I'm going to insist that be included, even if it's going to come out of my let's say I got to keep the prices down. If that comes out of my portion of what I'm profit, I'd be willing, But yeah, I want to be able to make some money too. But no, number one for me is the safety of the tourists. That they not get swindled, that they not fall in love with a handsome Argentine man. If any women come, you are staying. I am not going to allow you to fall in love with any Argentine man. If I have tour guides, they're all going to be really ugly. No, I'm just telling you, I can't stop anyone from falling in love, but I just will be I will let you all know ahead of time. If you're a young, beautiful woman, or even if you're not a young, beautiful woman, if you're an old, beautiful woman or whatever, you're all going to be beautiful, of course. Yeah, maybe because I know so much, I'm overly concerned. But the first thing an Argentine man will try is to get you to fall in love with him because you're American. He can get his green card. They're very ambitious. Argentines, people are ambitious in general. A lot of people want to come to live in the U.S., but the first thing he's going to, Americana, and he'll start telling you how beautiful you are, and you probably are, but just, there are a lot of people interested in coming from Argentina. I know. I can't talk for other. Argentina, a lot of, especially the younger ones, even older ones, but they want to come live in America and get the green card, and they'll dump you like a hot potato as soon as they get what they, their residency or green card. And meanwhile, of course, you'll be on. It happened to me, except on reverse. And I'm still in connection with my husband, and what he wanted, his ambitions were a little less. He wanted just to live comfortably. He knew I had dollars. He wanted to live in Argentina. And I don't want to say he didn't love me. He cared about me probably enough, but one of his main reasons why he wined and dined and swept me off my feet, and he didn't even do it with whining and dining because I won't even start on him. Never mind. Anyway, we were married 10 years. It wasn't the end of the world. I mean, I still had a nice relationship, but I probably had to do it all over again. I wouldn't have married him. It was because he was Argentine, handsome, anyway. But yes, come with me. Yeah, Patagonia. Yeah, that's where I'm going. Patagonia. That's where the south where I go. Hello, Buffalo Estate. So I'll put you on the perhaps maybe will be coming list, Katiana. I should do a website. But yeah, I'm going to have to. So these 3 weeks, aside from what I have to do to help my mother, I want to start planning a trip, a realistic trip. And then it would be nice to do in February. I don't know if I would have enough people to make it, I mean, if you're going to any of you, if you're ever going to travel on your own, please let me know. Even if you decide on your own to go, definitely I will give you some guidance. Maybe I could do a page like that, like give you tips on where to do, what to watch out for. And then, so if you're going to go on your own, and if you want to come on my tour, I'll plan like it'll be this much and where we're going to go. But yeah, the first trip, I shouldn't make it too ambitious. Buenos Aires, Rosario and Córdoba, and Mendoza. I'll stick with that. And then if if there's interest and you want to stay another week because you don't have to get back to work, or, because like I said, most people have 2 weeks, so they'll take probably, a Saturday through a Sunday so that they can get the 2 weekends on either end. Let's calculate. Let me just do it right now. Let's see. As long as we're here, why don't we just... So let's see, February. Let me go to the calendar. Nah, I'm not going to use that one. I'm going to use another calendar over here. Wait a minute. Let me talk. I'm getting a little hyper right now. So, but it would be exciting. Yeah, and I could show on YouTube. Actually, yeah, I have this property way down south. I got, in my divorce, I kind of finagled that indirectly, but that's a whole other story. But I got this property. It's a vacant lot now. All right, December. But yeah, Patagonia. I mean, winter, if you like to ski, because that's the other, Patagonia, you could go Esquel, Trevelin, which is close to Chile area. And then you could go an hour north. You got to take a bus. Don't fly. If you go to Esquel, the Bariloche, don't fly. Take a bus. It's 4 or 5 hours, but you go through the Andes. And it's probably similar to Canada. I've never been to the mountains, trails in Canada. I've been to Canada. I have not, but I'm assuming it's maybe I'm biased. I've been told it's more beautiful than the mountains in Canada going through I've been told. Of course, a Canadian would say, no, that's not true. And I'm sure they're equally beautiful. But you see amazing things in the summer, in the spring when it's very green. Winter, okay, it's going to be snow and probably a little dangerous. Oh, but it's scary too, because you'll be on sometimes you'll be like on a ledge. Like it's trails through the mountains, and sometimes it's fine, you're fine, you're on the road, there's enough space. But then sometimes you go through this really little skinny, and you're like, you're like looking out the window, and you're like, the bus could tip. It never has, but you really see beautiful things, and it's just it's not as much, I was going to look at the calendar. Hang on a second. So let's pretend we're going to do a trip in February. So let's see here. I've gotten a round trip flight to Buenos Aires from Miami, this time $852 plus, but you pay for, if you check luggage, they're going to charge you, and that's before taxes and all that. But comes to under $1,000 round trip to Buenos Aires. But so I don't know even if I could even get a better deal than you can get on your own. So maybe I would say, okay, meet me in Buenos Aires. You give me your plane information. I'll pick you up at the airport, something like that. That's why I've got to figure all this stuff out. Or I could get a block of tickets. I've never done that before, because I know tour agencies will sell you blocks, like charter flights, stuff. So I've got to compare all that. So anyway, let's see here. February, let's say we went, let's pretend, okay, we left Saturday the 4th. So if someone gets 2 weeks vacation from work, which is generally they get, some get a little more if they've been at a place somewhere longer. But so we would leave a Saturday. Now we could leave a Saturday, and the good thing is you don't have much jet lag, because there's only an hour or 2 hour difference depending what time of year. So it's not too bad as far as jet lag. So let's pretend if we left Saturday morning, so that we could take advantage of Saturday night dinner in Buenos Aires or something. So, but we'd be traveling on the Saturday, so that doesn't really count. So the day to really enjoy would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 days really, because if it would leave on a Saturday, come home on a Saturday, you'll want Sunday to recuperate, I assume, because you got to get back to work on Monday. Oh, that's President's Day. Now, President's Day, if you have President's Day off, that would be the 20th. That might work, because you get an extra day. If you took, yeah, Yeah, that would work. If some of you who work, I should plan it for Saturday the 4th through the 19th, because then the 20th is President's Day, and I know a lot of people have that day off. So that's an extra day to add to your vacation. So you'd get back to work Tuesday the 21st. So that's for the people with 2 weeks vacation. And then those who wanted to stay on for another week, if they were able to, we could take that week, to do more stuff, to go somewhere else. But, okay, pretending we don't have that third week, and I want to do the 4 places. I want to do Buenos Aires, Rosario, Córdoba, and Rosario is really a lot like Buenos Aires in many ways. It's got differences too, so small city. Maybe I could do that in 2 days. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm just blah blah blahing right now, but how have I been? Fine, me, fine. I'm the same. I'm fine. I'm the kind of person who, even if I'm doing well, I'll always find something wrong. I'm a half glass empty kind of person. I'm not a glass half full. I tend to be more negative, and look. So I'm actually fine, bearing in mind that I go towards the negative. So I'm probably finer than I think I am. But yeah, I've got like a little OCD lately, but I'll be fine. This week I'll get it straightened out. Did I miss anyone yet? How many people are on? One person still? 7! Whoa, 7! I'm close to my all-time high. So, okay, let's start. So, let's pretend we left Saturday, if we want to like really cram in every possible, guys, all right, let's let that go. Let's pretend we left Saturday morning. So we get there, but most likely we would travel overnight and get to Buenos Aires Sunday morning. But Saturday's a travel day. So we'll probably, even if we left in the morning, basically all we'll enjoy is dinner in Buenos Aires that night. So Saturday doesn't count. That's the travel day. So even if we arrive Sunday morning, Sunday morning, early, 6 or 7, I'll have a transportation ready for us, so we'll all go if we travel together. If you travel alone, we'll have to work that separately. Like if you find a better deal than what you can get from mine, and you get your own ticket, then we'll have to work out how we get you to the hotel, or maybe I'll work out a transfer for you. That'll be, but okay, so we're going to get there. But those of you who travel with me, we'll have the transportation ready, we'll get on it. Or even if I'm not traveling, because I'm even thinking going there before, don't worry about it. So we get to the hotel Sunday morning, freshen up, whatever. And then we got to go out and start sightseeing. So, we'll spend the day, there's so many places to see. We could go to, because I want you guys to have a free shopping day. But on the other hand, maybe the free shopping day should be on the way home at the end of the trip, because that'll have given you a chance to look everywhere, Don't worry. So Buenos Aires, to really get a good feel for Buenos Aires, minimum 4 days or 3 days, and then travel one evening or something. So Saturday, give it up. So the 5th, the 6th, the 7th, because there's so many things to see. So we could go to Boca one day. Maybe it depends what time of year we travel. There may be a soccer game. That's the other thing. It depends what's going on at any given time, because if there are special events going on, we'll want to do those events. But of course, you're going to see the Casa Rosas, like the White House, but in Argentina it's a pink house. The president's. We'll go there. We'd have lunch. We'll go to the cemetery. There's a cemetery, Recoleta. Maybe first day we could do that. Recoleta Cemetery. Boca. I'll figure all that. But, 4 days minimum. Maybe 5. So the first week, basically, you're using it up. The 5th through the 8th, you're already kind of using it up on Buenos Aires. Then maybe we could travel, maybe in a 5th day. But yeah, let's do 4 days. Oh, but don't forget we are coming back to Buenos Aires. So maybe we could do some stuff, travel and come back. No, we could squeeze it in. Mendoza, Cordoba, Rosario, and Buenos Aires we could do in 2 weeks easily. That shouldn't be no problem. And then maybe an extra. I'm thinking too much, guys. But yeah, 2 weeks is enough to see a good feel for. Because if we go to Cordoba, we'll do 1 day in Cordoba Capital, the city. But then we want to go to the Sierras, so that's another day. And maybe 3 days in Cordoba. And I want full days, so we travel at night. We could take a. Yeah, all right. You could cram in more than I'm thinking you can. I'm going to try to do it this trip. I'm going for 3 weeks. I'm going to try to cram it in. I got a lot of thinking to do right now. But so you're on my maybe list, Katiana. I got to obviously get it more organized. So. And I want it to be not so I want it to be structured enough that the tourists feel safe, that they've got someone and that they've got something organized. But I want it to be free enough that they can do their own thing too if they decide to. Like I said, if they want to do their own plane ticket because they could get a cheaper deal than what I may be able to get. But ordinarily, I haven't done all the research yet. But I was doing a little bit yesterday. So anyway, so those of you who just came in who haven't been here, we're talking about I want to organize a tour to Argentina for February, which is summertime still. It actually can get hot in some parts. Well, way up north it's very hot. It's a beautiful country. Just, you got to be careful. Tourists anywhere, actually, not just Argentina. Anywhere a tourist goes, people will try to take advantage. They have Uber in Argentina. That's a good thing because the taxi drivers swindle. But Uber can't really swindle you because Uber is Uber. They didn't have Uber for a while. It was being the taxi drivers were very against Uber because it was blowing their thing. Is there someone out there? Who's that? It's my father. Put that in the hamper. Oh, yeah, it's my father. He's out there. Today's Sunday, you guys. Oh, I'm getting hyper. I'm supposed to try to stay calm. I think, see here I'm blabbing about it instead of actually doing it. I should be working on doing a little website. It's not hard to start a website. I could do a blog. I have to do something. I've got to make money, you guys. I cannot just be laying around my parents' garage. I either have to start working or... I honestly think I could do these tours, though. I got to psych myself up a little more because I'm insecure. And after the first one, I'll already have the hang of it. So after that, it'll be easy because it'll be, oh, okay, we do this. I'll learn from my mistakes. Maybe the first trip I won't try to make I don't want to lose money. That's the only thing. I want to at least break even. Oh, that's the last thing I need. But so... maybe I won't try so hard to earn money the first trip. It'll just be to figure out how it works and and after that, really work on but I do have to make money, And anything I do, really what you pay for when you go on a tour is it's saving money to some extent because you buy in bulk, the hotels and the tickets and all. But it's more people who just don't want to have to worry about it and let someone else organize their sightseeing for them. That's really all you're paying for when you go on a tour. Because you can definitely do it a lot cheaper on your own. Especially there are youth hostels, there. It's not a hotel, but hotels in Buenos Aires, $35 a night in nice hotels. Not 5-star, but nice hotel. Last time I went, I rented a hotel. I got it on... Travelocity is what I use. That's the app I use. And it was a little studio apartment. A little kitchenette, a table, a bed $40 a night, approximately, is what it ended up coming to. And a nice, the best part of Buenos Aires, a good area, not a, close to everything, walking distance from a lot of things, a lot of sites. And I'm a very walking person. That's the other thing. I would be more of a walking tour person, but I have to understand some people don't want to walk, so I would arrange those of us who walk maybe would save money, because those who want to meet us at the place where we're going would take a taxi or an Uber. I would suggest Uber, really, because taxis, they don't even take credit cards, because even in US, the taxis here, you can use a credit card, so it's kind of hard to swindle. Well, they can put on the meter, but the taxis are crappy. They're breaking down. They don't take credit cards. At least the ones in Cordoba, maybe Buenos Aires. I didn't take a taxi. I used Uber when I did use it. And I walked everywhere, though, because I like to walk. But it's not that far. And you see more when you walk. I mean, yeah, you could see. Because you could take the buses. Yeah, no, you know what? You'd have a van. No, we would do van. And then if people want to walk, they'll walk, if it's their choice. But no, we can't be walking. We won't see anything in such a short time. I would have to have a van arranged, to pick us up and take us to the sites or whatever. And then have a one day for those who want an architectural tour. They could go with an architect. That's what I want to do in Rosario, an architectural tour. My cousin's an architect. And in Cordoba, I have an architect friend who told me he'd be willing to take people around to the architectural sites, but he might know more than I do. I think the architecture in Rosario is much more interesting. It's the old historical architecture. You have some newer architecture in Cordoba, but they just haven't maintained it as much. It's not as pretty, I think. Kind of people build whatever. It's not very... Cities do well when they have restrictions on the architecture to some extent. Like, okay, you can build this, but it has to look a certain way, and it has to... Some cities let loose on, like, you can sort of build what you want, and it looks all mishmash, and it doesn't... There's no coherence, So... But I'll go, you know what? I'll ask that friend to take me on an architect tour this trip. Because he was excited about it. He said, oh, I love it. He doesn't speak English, though. So, maybe I could have... there are young kids paying their way through school, that speak English. The younger kids, they could maybe go as translator because they're not architecture. Oh, blah, 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 you guys. Any questions? Yeah, I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to start doing, because it's easy to talk. I have all these great ideas. I'm telling you, if I actually acted on any of my ideas, I'd probably be a millionaire. But I just talk and I think, and they're great ideas, and I don't do them. So, But anyway, it's kind of cloudy today. All right, where's my girl? She's over there sleeping. She sleeps so much. It's her condition. She's a sleepy girl. Anyone else? Okay, 7 people. I guess I'm about to sign off unless anyone has a question or an idea about what I could add to the tours, or anything you want to talk about. Otherwise, I guess I'll hang up. I'll go on. This lighting makes me look good, doesn't it? I like this. You don't see my wrinkles as much in this lighting. I'm just noticing. I'm just really looking at myself now. I'm going to try to get the lighting good. Mm-hmm. An architecture tour. Oh, you were the one that we spoke another time. You were interested in the architecture tour. So that's 2 people that are tentative maybes. That's good enough for me. So there is actual interest. Great. I don't think I could go next year, though. Oh, I'm trying to save and go to Europe. Oh, I see. If you could do a YouTube architect. Yeah, that would be good. But then you wouldn't come on my trip. No, just kidding. That might be, if I do the architecture tour with my... I have got, guys, I have got all this footage from one of my trips, and I did take some of the architecture. I went everywhere on that trip. I still have the footage. I never uploaded it. I do have architecture, not a tour, but video footage of the architecture. I went all over the place that trip in Buenos Aires. I got it. You know what? I got Buenos Aires. I'm gonna upload the Buenos Aires footage. I'm gonna edit it because there's a lot of crap in there too. I spent a couple of days in Buenos Aires last trip, and I didn't. Here I am with all that footage, which I could actually monetize because people are interested, and put it on something. I have Petit Pois. You see, that's one of my channels. That's one of my channels that I have. I got to figure out how many... I've opened so many YouTube channels. So there's one where I have a lot of Argentine footage. Just no reason. I just put it up there. I could make that into my tour channel. Because then I would have to get a release, of course, from the tourists. And if they don't want to be on camera, if they don't want to be, then I wouldn't. But I wanted to, if I did the tours, I did want to film the tour and put it on the channel, a channel of the tour, and show for future tourists, kind of what we'd be doing and stuff. I went to a tango show, and I got footage from the tango show that I'm not going to end up using because they don't have a fire exit. But, okay, thank you for reminding me, Buffalo State, that I had that footage. You didn't mean to, but you accidentally did, so. Now, please create a new video for ASMR channel. Oh, gosh, you're so right, Gary. A travel agent booking a trip. You could make a teaser video. Yeah, right. I could say, see, blah, blah, blah. This is me. Blah, 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 blah. And there go all my ideas and all the money that I could have earned from it. And so, enough talking. More action. No talking, more action. So, yeah. Thanks, guys. It's inspired me, though, that there is at least, a little interest. And I think if you saw how beautiful Argentina is, you would want to go. And cheap. That's the thing. Right now, the economy sucks in Argentina. It's bad in the U.S., too. So imagine, whenever the U.S. goes down, the rest of the world goes down. The U.S. is, I'm sorry, Europeans, you may, but U.S. is the central of world economy. If we're doing bad, the rest of the world does bad, except Saudi Arabia. But we're friends with them, so, allies. Let's not get into politics. Travel agent booking a trip. What were you... I'm not sure what we're talking about. Was that a response to something I said? I don't know. But yeah, sort of. Yeah, travel agents are the ones who get you the good deals. I'm not a travel agent. You have to get some kind of study to become a travel agent. But they would help me definitely with getting good deals on the flights. I think I can get better deals with the hotels if I go in person to the hotels and just say, look, I'd like to bring 10 people, or how many rooms could you block for me to give me a discount on each? So I want the tourists to get better deals. So, the ASMR. Oh, well, that's a good idea. Oh, thank you, Gary. I do have to do just like soft spoken. I'm probably not going to do much gum chewing. I know people like that, but I don't snap anymore. So even if I did gum chewing, it would be just gum chewing. It wouldn't be snapping. A travel agent. That's a good idea. Oh, I really like that. I might do that. When should I do it? Tomorrow. When I'm actually doing the website, I could pretend. That's a good idea. Okay. I will, I don't want to promise, Gary, because I often will say I'm going to do something and don't do it. So, but right now I'm excited about it. I want to do it. See, I'm all into it, and then I don't know, some time passes and I don't do it. So, but, I'm very similar with my ideas and projects. I work in an architecture office right now. Yeah, I remember now, Buffalo Estate. We talked recently about now, but I am working on my Etsy shop on the side. Right. You see, there's all these opportunities, and you just have to do them, and it doesn't take a large investment, at least what I'm talking about doing, because obviously, if I do the trips to Argentina, the people would be paying, and they would have to pay I'd ask at least a deposit, and it would be non-refundable deposit. I got to be a little firm, because I can't be, I have to have something set. And then the only thing, I was thinking about that, I'd have to get a non-refundable deposit, and in the best case scenario, if someone has to back out of the trip because they can't, whatever. I mean, if it's a really, did I say this yesterday? Or did I say this to myself? I might have even said this yesterday on my other video. I don't remember because I talk so much to myself. Just like I'm talking to you guys right now, I talk to myself in my head. And sometimes I don't remember if it was something I thought or something I said on a video. But I'd be willing, I'd get a non-refundable deposit, except like, okay, I mean, something really, really bad, okay, I would return the money, but it would have to be like death in the family, and even so, this is kind of sad, but there are people who sometimes lie and say, oh, my so-and-so just died, can I, and they would do it just to get, so, I'm not even sure, but I would be willing to keep the deposit for a future trip, like for that person, I think that's mainly what the most I'd be willing to do is, non-refundable, but it goes towards a future tour that they can go on, or they want to transfer, even I'd be willing if they maybe want to transfer it to another person, but I would not return the money, that's the only thing. So I know that sounds kind of mean, but theoretically I would be wanting to make money off of the trip, so it's all anyway, could be part of your Excel work. Start a business plan template. Yeah, oh, there you go. Friday. I'm doing that with because another idea I have, and I know I can do it, you guys. You know what I'm not good at? The advertising, though. I'm not good at marketing. I'm not good at selling. Even marketing might be okay, but some stuff sells itself. Like I said, I'm setting up this birthday party for my nephew. I'm not going to charge, my godson. I'm not going to charge his family to do that, of course, because I'm doing it out of love. But I could charge to do, some people just want a nice birthday party and they just don't want to deal with it. There are people with money, that, oh, I got to set up this birthday party for little Frankie or whatever their kid's name is, or even people with not a lot of money. They just, don't want to deal with doing the party. Oh, here, let this person do it. She does them all the time. She's good at it. I'd get good deals, of course, and do party planning for people. Plan parties just individually or fundraising events. I can do all that. I've done it for other people as a secretary. I just, for some reason, don't feel confident to do it for myself. But anyway, that's another thing I could do. So I am already starting a plan for the party, but it could translate, that same template that I'm using could translate sort of to a business plan. Yeah, any business. That's what everybody tells me. You have to have a business plan, and I never have done a business plan. It's all just ideas that I don't organize. But yeah, I mean, let's grow up. I'm 56. Let's really do it now. You would be a wonderful tour guide. You're very calming and gentle. Yeah, and I enjoy. That's the thing. I don't get, tourists can be difficult. I've had friends who give tours in Miami, and they'll be like, oh, these tourists, I told them to be back by 2, and they got here at 2:30, and then the bus was late, and I had to, it can be frustrating, but those kind of things don't bother me as much, tourists can be a little bit spoiled because they're on vacation. Of course, they're going to want to get the most out of their vacation, and you're the one who's supposed to be helping them enjoy themselves. So it's your job. If they're late, they shouldn't be late. They should try not to be. But maybe they were buying something and there was a line, and wait, and it's a good deal, and I can't. And I got to get to the bus, but I got to get this. I understand what it's like. I've been in a tourist before, but. Burgle always win. Burgle always win. Burgle. Mr. Burgle, are you going to come to Argentina with us? I got to see you. Did you accidentally Mr. Burgles, what are you doing? I'm going to have to time you out. I don't know what you're up to, but I'm going to go see your site. Let's see. I'm going to time you out. You'll be back. You're still my friend, Mr. Burgles, but something's weird about you. Okay, he's in timeout right now. Wait, how's he getting back? Oh, He's got two. Oh, he's got two. What are you doing? You stalker. I'm putting you in timeout too. There's two Mr. Burgles attacking me. All right, I'm going to have to see about this Mr. Burgle. What are you doing? Holy crap, who is this man? Let's see, he's got three. Hang on a second. Okay, we have Mr. Burgle. Does he have like 100 channels? Okay, I put him away. I put him in timeout. He's got 3 channels. Okay, Mr. Burgle. I hope you don't have 100 channels because this is going to be difficult. I might have to end right now. Mr. Burgle, stop it. Okay, Mr. Burgle. Yeah, he's got 3 channels. Mr. Burgle. Oh, no. He's got like 100 channels. Wait a minute. Okay, here we go. Put you in timeout too. I think Mr. Burgle has 100 channels. Oh, 300 seconds. Oh, okay. No, I see what's happening. How come I can't just block him, though? Okay, Mr. Burgle. Okay, here we go. He's not... Okay, hide user on this channel. What I don't like is... Okay, he was timed out for 300 seconds and he came back. And then we've got another Mr. Burgle. There he goes. We're putting him on this channel, too. Hide user on this channel. Okay, he's still writing to me, but he's hidden. So we can't see his messages. But here's the weird thing. I cannot block people. Oh, good Lord. We got to figure this out. Okay, Mr. Burgle. 10 people watching, though, huh? Okay, good. Now, people watching, I have a troll. And I'm trying to block him, and I don't know how to do it. And he's laughing his head off, I bet. He's got 2 channels, and he's doing Mr. Burgle always wins. Let me see. See, but here are my choices. It says go to channel, which I could do, and I will in a minute. Report. I'm not going to report him just yet. I might eventually. Remove. Okay, I remove. Let's see. I'm going to remove. Oh, wait. That just deletes the message. It doesn't delete the person. All right. But we want to learn how to... I have no way to block. It says go to channel, pin message, report, remove, put user in timeout, and that puts him out in timeout for 300 seconds. Hide user on this channel, which I did. Hide user on this channel. It says add moderator. Oh, shoot. Oh, God. Holy crap. I put Mr. Burgle as a... Oh, I'm timing out, guys. Bye. I got to get off. Sorry. I just made him a moderator on top of that. All right, Burgles, you won this round. I'll see you next time. I got to go, guys. Oh, shoot. I even made him a moderator now. That's how stupid I am. All right. I'm ending it. Bye, guys. Bye.